Jai Hind aspirants, today I will be talking about the topic UNSC credibility decline in the Indian context. It has been around 78 years since the United Nations has been established, and the United Nations Security Council, with its 5 permanent members, which include the United States of America, the United Kingdom, China, Russia and France, has become a major body of the United Nations which aims at ensuring international security and peace. This is done through a number of acts and actions which include peace operations, humanitarian approaches and nuclear disarmament. However, in the present times, the UNSC's credibility is in a decline in the whole world. This can be majorly attributed to UNSC's failure in certain aspects, which includes management, efficiency and ensuring world peace and security. However, the UNSC's credibility failure is not a very recent news. It has been there since the failure of UNSC's peace operations in Rwanda and Bosnia, which occurred in the mid-1990s and was further fueled during the Kofi Annan's regime in the UNSC, which started in around 1997 and lasted till 2006. There are a number of things that the UN needs to work upon if it wants to increase its credibility or maintain its stature in the world, which include improving upon its accountability and transparency, working upon its peacekeeping operations and its strategies to ensure peace, and the most important one being is expansion of the Security Council. However, as we know, the Security Council was established in order to bring together the 5 largest military powers of the world at that time, which are now the 5 permanent members of the UNSC. However, when we talk in the Indian context, India represents one of the largest economies in the world, as well as India is the largest population in the world and one of the largest democracies in the world right now. If countries like India do not have a presentation in the United Nations, it is obvious that the world will question the credibility of United Nations, along with the issue of veto power that the 5 permanent members still have. There are several issues where countries do not get adequate representation, and several countries, for example Algeria, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, etc., get voted as temporary members into the United Nations Security Council, when ironically the UNSC says that it needs to work upon, or its aim is to work upon world peace. Similarly, there are several issues or cases where UNSC has to be found to be indulged in corruption or mismanagement of their operations. Some of them which include Congo's Congo's peace operation scandal, as well as the oil for food scam, which was a major issue during the time when these operations were being carried out by the UNSC. When we talk from the Indian point of view, India is a developing country at this point. So at this stage, though the UNSC's credibility is at a downfall, India needs to keep its trust and maintain its stature towards the UNSC. At the same time, India needs to ensure that it increases its footprints and boldens its voice in other international organizations and Asia-based organizations, so that at a point which is not very far away for us, when India tends to becomes closer to becoming a superpower and becomes one of the goes further in becoming one of the largest economies in the world, when India has even increased its technologies, nuclear power, and has become much more developed in different aspects, India can truly stand up for itself, keep its voice high in the UNSC, point out the discrimination and other things that are happening towards different nations of the world as are done by the UNSC, because as we all know, the United Nations Security Council together preaches what its permanent members individually cannot practice, and Russia and China are main examples of this, and China in fact is a member that is one of the closest neighbors as well as one of the biggest threats to India. So India needs to wait for its time, and when the time comes, strike and condemn the kind of irony that the UNSC is playing at this point. Thank you.